Another thrilling tale, The Adventures of the Kobolds. And if I can just get my notes ready. Perfect. I have a special little piece of music that I want to play. If I can find it. There we go. All right. Last time for the kobolds. The party had decided to venture at last to Kelvin's cairn and find the secrets that lie on the mountain. What they found were the remnants of an expedition that had journeyed up to the mountain's side. They found a team of sled dogs who appeared to be missing a member at the mountain's base, and fed them, leaving Bean behind to watch over them as they ascended the cairn. As they made the climb, they were met with the missing sled dog, a husky by the name of Boy, who seemed very eager to lead them up the mountain. As they followed, the team were met with the challenge of an avalanche hurtling toward them at top speed. Thanks to their kobold ingenuity, they made it through unscathed. It was here that they found a very weak but still alive explorer by the name of Garrett Valorant. They nursed him back to health and he explained that he was leading some researches up the mountain, but were accosted by a terrible yeti who had been driven mad by Chartleman. They persuaded him to retreat with Boy down the cairn while they continued the climb, looking for survivors and any secrets, to which, eventually, they discovered an icy cavern with trails of blood. And after discovering the corpse of a yeti, 2 of the missing expedition members, and a still alive but frightened yeti type, whom Meepo tried to calm was rebuked, they didn't have much time to explore, as the mad yeti returned to its roost, and the kobolds fought against it, gaining the upper hand with a well-placed grease. After dispatching the creature, and Savage managing to save the yeti type from falling to its death, the party continued their climb, to which at the cairn's peak they found the last member of the expedition, frozen to the rock. Omibo gave a small funeral rite for the bodies, and while the rest looked around, as they looked, they saw on the mountain's peak a ruined tower made from chartolin, long since mined out, and a sled trail made by several dwarven-sized bootprints and an ogre. From here, they decided the next best course of action would be to return down the mountain and head back to Tourmaline. Along the way, however, just as they were near exiting the tundra, near the Lonely Wood, they were accosted by a group of orcs, who now approached them with hostile intent. And that is where we start our session. As you all have come now to a stop, as Savage, you see that arrow had whizzed by you and landed in the snow. You see in front of you a group of several orcs, and apparently in the back, one individual that seems to be like an ogre, but has more features that are more soft, that are softer than that of an ogre. You assume it might be a half ogre of some kind. But 2 individuals among this group stand out amongst them. That would be this individual right down here, who is just armed to the teeth with a great axe, as well as several pelts downing around his shoulders and his head. And this individual, flanking on his left, an individual with his right eye plucked out, and a bit of a shuffling gait to him, but still with a large amount of muscle. The one who seems to be a bit above the rest, clearly a leader of some kind, starts yelling in your direction in Orcish. All of them have their weapons drawn, and all approaching towards you. What do you all do? Any wrong move, initiative may begin.
Didn't we have our hands up?
I believe, Meepo, you had your hands up, but Michael, you were going to say something?
Do any of us speak Orcish?
No, we already decided that.
So,
Fox is like, nah, bro.
Well, you brought up the initiative tracker, so I thought I might as well roll it either way.
Fair enough, fair enough. Let me just... Alright, so Skanuk, you meet the challenge by shouting out, what do you want? And, surprisingly enough, let me double check, 'cause I believe... Are you saying that in common, Skanuk?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have access to my token.
You don't?
Oh.
No.
What?
I don't know why. This is the first time that's happened.
Fine, Reese.
Try and refresh, because I looked at the token, you should have permissions. Try it again.
While I'm refreshing, it's thinking.
Yeah, that'll give me some time to look at something.
Okay.
It's working?
I would have shouted
Yeah.
in Draconic, but you know. I feel like the other language is perhaps more common.
No. That's quite fair. Quite fair indeed. Let me just find something really quickly. Looking for the encounter that I wrote down here, and for some reason I cannot find where that was. Ah, there it is. All right, so Hawks and Savage already in initiative. Meepo, what are you doing? You have your hands up, you said?
Yep. I'm just holding my hands up,
All right.
expecting them to leave me alone if I do that.
Okay, so Hawks and Savage, you both on initiative. Are you as well readying for battle? Are you approaching with hostile intent backward? Trying to beat
I
them.
think that Hawks is going to raise his shield up, like he's protecting himself and ready an axe. But I don't think he's necessarily going to be like raising the axe to charge or anything.
Yeah, Savage, basically the same longsword out, but like kind of straight out around his midsection, holding it with two hands, kind of hunched over, more of in a defensive position than a offensive.
All right. So Skanuk. So that's what you all are doing. Okay. So Skanuk, as you shout out, what do you want? This one, the leader, steps forward, kind of spits into the snow, gives us a wicked smirk as a snaggletooth smile draws on his face. For you to die a slow and painful death by my hand, for the glory of Grunch.
Oh.
Well, that's weird.
Oh. Okay, I see. This is how we're doing it. Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
Okay, but like why though?
I think he just said for the glory of that one guy.
As he starts
You know-
laughing, the others laugh as well.
For the sake of peace, couldn't you just let us go?
At first they were laughing. Now they are. It is an uproarious, raucous noise. I'm afraid no persuasion.
It'll
will
be a
help you
lot
here.
easier on y'all if you just let us go.
I'm afraid, Meepo, that's going to be a disadvantage.
Oh, that's fine.
So, are either of these special orcs wearing metal armor?
Let me double check actually, because that is
They
important.
probably have metal weapons, but that seems less lulzy.
I suppose that makes sense narratively.
Funnily enough, this leader right here is wearing metal, as well as the figure beside him as well.
Hmm.
The
Too
rest
bad.
of them seem to be wearing hide.
Ooh, poor
Wrong
things.
choice.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be the important people who are wearing metal, interestingly enough.
Hmm. That's
Interesting.
the best thing about heat metal, though. Important people are always the ones who wear it.
Of course.
So do I want...
Like, he's wearing an iron crown. Oh, really?
That's unfortunate. Do I want to use my bonus actions for heat metal or for cannon?
I'm afraid I'm gonna need the rest of you to roll initiative. Unfortunately.
Hmm. That's fair.
Yeah, a natural 1 doesn't help on that kind of thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. Yeah.
Understandable.
Fortunately, you seem to be rolling well on initiative, so that's nice.
Oh, all right. Deploys. Just like drops the cannon next to him.
All right, so this will be for the leader. Also, thank you for the follow, Fragilitas. Appreciate that. Let's see here. /R. Also, I need to get some battle music up and running. Oh, he didn't roll too bad himself. Add turn for him, add turn for him, add turn for them, and add turn for that boy, that lad. Oh, jeez. Hang on. I'm gonna move him back. I just need to add him to the turn. There we go. Perfect. All right, now for them. For the guy next to him. Wow. Hey, Hawks, what is your dexterity modifier?
Yeah, I think I have a +0.
A +0? Okay, so they... Okay, so that... The Eye of Grumsh will in fact go before you. That's good to know. Okay, come on. 17.1. Our War Chief is 16. And let's see here. 20. Then for the other lad. Oof. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks. Alright, now only one need to add for the initiative for Muerte, our girl. Never disappoints. Muerte Blanca.
High on initiative. Wow.
Very high. Man, lots of high rolls for this initiative.
That's because we were playing poker before we started.
the high rolling.
Oh, yeah, you know it.
Should I break out the deck of cards on my turn? All right. If we're gonna do this, we might as well play a game. Unfortunately, Meepo does not have a deck of cards on her
All right, so
right now.
There is a little bit of okay, so there is in fact a rock that's kind of in the way here. They did kind of like step behind the rock as they were approaching, so they do have cover right now in their current position. So you currently do not see them as they walked behind it. It is your turn to start with, though, Skanuk.
Let's see. What violence do I want to commit right now? I was just thinking, you know what? I think this one my action will be setting up the cannon and let's see.
A wise choice.
Which cannon will it be?
Choice.
I have never used the protector one because it's a very short range
Wow.
temporary hit points thing. 8+4. Nah. Let's do Force Ballista and take advantage of being at kind of long range.
Alright.
So I've got a Force Ballista up, and then I'm going to have it fire. Who can it hit from here? Any of them, really. I guess this guy.
Alright. What's the max range on the cannon?
120 feet.
Wow, that's a good distance.
Muerte is
Yep.
connected to this leg.
So that's going to be a Force Ballista without the arcane firearm damage.
Alrighty. Hit me.
Oh yeah, 2d8 force. It's much better than
Oh!
heat metal.
Well, a 26 will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll that damage for me.
He takes 10 force damage and gets knocked back 5 feet.
Ow, owie! He didn't like that. Not one bit.
Good. I don't like you.
Well, almost gets knocked in the tree while the other orc holds out an arm and grabs his friend before he can be pushed back farther. Get in there! Alright, is that your turn?
Bonus action. No real need to move at this point. Oh wait, is Muerte still hooked up to the cart?
She is,
The
yes.
sled? Snuck is gonna step off the sled
Wise?
because the sled is going into combat.
Sure is. Speaking of which, Meepo, what's your dexterity modifier? Because I need to... for
My
Mercury's
dex
sake.
mod is 2.
Okay, so you're actually...
So
okay.
15 is the total dex.
Okay, so you're going before Muerte then. Okay. Issues with the internet. She'll be back again. Alright.
Back again with the bad behavior.
Back
Yep,
again
it just
with-
went live again.
Right.
Okay.
Back again with the boys at Krispy Kreme. Alright. I don't know why that's happened like a couple times. It's been because of the weather, but that seemed to just happen randomly. I don't know what the cause of that was. Hopefully though that's
If there's anybody watching, put in the comments what you last heard and we can try to catch you back up. But otherwise, we're probably just going to continue from where we were.
yeah. Other than that,
After
orcs
the orc-
basically orcs being orcs, doing orky things, gaining
Orcs
advantage
must
from
die.
battle crying. So
Right.
this attack right here, it's gonna be with that advantage and bless against Muerte Blanca. That definitely hits. Double check what damage.
Mistake
it
on his
does.
part.
Let's see. With Grumptious Fury, this is going to be a little bit heavier. That's going to be... Oh, oops. Ignore that. That's going to be 14 points of slashing damage to Muerte. And she gets knocked down. However, as she goes down, she lets out a battle cry of her own. Ah! And is instead knocked down to 1.
Oh no, the bird. A bird.
Indeed. And as the war chief finishes his turn, the boys make their move. Let's see, now that you're closer... Yeah, they're still gonna need to use their bonus actions to get closer. Should be fine for most of them, though. Because that is their racial trait, as aggressive, to use a bonus action on their turn to move their speed closer to the enemy. So they will use their bonus actions to move forward. Let's see, you are going to move right there. Right there. While the boy is lifting the dust. Hey! Let's see. Yeah, one attack is going against our good old friend Muerte again.
Oof.
Double check their bonus. Yep, they get +5. But then, and they have advantage too, which is awful. Yeah, that's gonna be hit then. And Muerte's going down. Which means these two can keep going, unhindered, towards you, Savage. Yeah. It's gonna 2 attack rolls with spears against you with advantage. The first one is a 19 to hit, and the second one is just a 10, so that'll miss.
The 19 hits.
Alright, so that will be... Ah, sorry, I misspoke. They do in fact have great axes and not javelins. I misspoke.
That's a more worrying thing.
That is a worrying thing. So you will take 14 points of slashing damage, Savage.
Bet.
Bet. Alright, the one who was wounded is going to take a swipe with advantage against you, Hawks, with the great axe.
Right.
Oof, that's a natural 20 against you.
Alright, and the effect is a 15, which is... Festering wound. Hit point maximum is reduced by 1. Every 24 hours, the wound persists.
Oof.
If your hit point maximum drops to 0, you die. The wound heals if you receive magic healing. So this is something that won't really come up until after the battle anyway.
Right. Okay, so that's going to be...
That's also not a huge deal.
So you'll take... Okay, not as bad as it could have been. 12 points of slashing damage.
Alright.
The other orcs who are not as orky, but will try and also hit you with their great axes with advantage. That's 16 and a 22.
16 will not hit me, the 22 will.
Okay. You take an additional 6 points of slashing damage, and that will be the orc's turn. Savage.
Let's just go ahead and bonus action rage.
Alrighty. Your rage.
And then move right here. The rage is going to be the tail. And I'm going to make 2 attacks with my longsword.
Very well. Proceed.
And there was a roar of our own used, right?
No, there was not.
Okay.
And not this time.
So I'm going to
unfortunately.
roll this attack.
Alright. Alright, 10 unfortunately will miss as the orc kind of like headbutts you and you're knocked off your footing for a little bit. You recover. 26 will hit. Now which one are you hitting? The one in front of you or the one next to you? One in front of you? Alright. 13 points of slashing damage. He is still up, but very heavily wounded. Clearly not expecting the kobold to deal such ferocious damage.
That will be my turn.
Alright. Now it is the half-ogre's turn. Here comes that boy. Let's see. Does he have a reach with his? He does not. So he is going to chuck a javelin at you, Hawks.
You sure it's not a great axe?
No, I mean, he doesn't... Leave me alone!
Just kidding.
Fully deserved, no. No, because he can't reach him with the great axe anyway.
No.
I mean, to be fair, he does have a battle axe, but, he is a large creature, so it's made to, fit him.
Right.
But he will throw a javelin, though.
It could also fit hawks.
Of course, because he was afflicted by the battle cry, he will have advantage on this. And he's also blessed, so if this, let's see here. That'll be, with the bless, 21 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay, so that is going to
This
be...
is concentration, so we have to make sure we remember that when that guy's hit, he has to make his concentration checks.
So you will take, Hawks, 13 points of piercing damage.
All right.
He's meeting you mano a mano as a guy your own size has come to pick on you. Alright, that's his turn. Skanuk Ratbiter, it's your turn. Are you muted, Michael?
Right. Let me just check if the cannon is something that happens after my turn or during my turn. I know it's a bonus action, but no, it's a bonus action and it does its thing. Okay.
Can it move?
It can move. It can move and shoot every turn if I use my bonus action, and it's going to shoot the guy on top of the rock.
Alright, the guy in plain view. Hit him. Shoot him.
Actually, it's going to move 15 feet first, so it moves. So it's here. I'm shooting him from that angle.
Fair enough.
And he is very foolishly adjacent to Hawks, so this has advantage.
Haha.
Ah, yes. Because your
A
pack tactics
21
doesn't
will
matter where you
definitely
are.
hit.
He takes 12 force damage and is pushed 5 feet off the rock.
Now, he does have an ally right here behind him, so he will not be pushed.
I was hoping to go,
Actually, no, he's
yeah,
no,
let's
he's
move through.
he's 15 feet. Okay, no, actually, no, never mind. How 5 feet back? He gets pushed on top of his ally. And needs to
So
make
he
a
has to
con
take-
save.
Yep.
Alrighty. Double check his con mod. Okay, he's a little bit beefy. That is a 6. He loses bless.
Yes. Nice going, Skinner.
Uh-huh.
Alright, all of them lose bless. Alright, there we go. Excellent shots. Alright, is that
And
your
now
turn?
for my next trick.
Oh, your next
Nope.
trick.
I still got action and movement. Yeah, let's see. Three lads. I don't really know. Which of them was the one that Skinner shot first?
The one that you shot first was this one, the one in the middle right here. Looking very hurt.
Cool. Skinner is going to shoot him again with firebolts.
Alright.
Just draw his
That's a good
pistol
bird.
and what?
Once again, very foolishly next to Hawks.
Yep. But actually, I wonder if it might be better to hit him with like an AOE and
AoE would be saves and they wouldn't have pack tactics.
I'm just thinking like if he's very hurt, then it might be better to drop this much damage on someone else.
I guess that's possible, but I don't know. Either way.
Yeah, I'm gonna like pick him off. So he's got like a full great axe attack and might get advantage. So I'm just gonna pop him. Another 26.
Oof.
Skinnock does not like this man,
You definitely don't.
and he takes 11 fire damage.
Ooh, as he gets blasted several feet back and is incinerated by the firebolt. Yeah, the orcs just
Into the wrong. What?
they just like turn around just like as they kind of like blink for a second and then see where their friend went. They just like kind of like their mouths are just agape.
Aim to the wrong neighborhood, motherfuckers.
Alright, their confidence is still there for now.
You can pick on us just because we're kobolds? Nah, gonna roast you. Eat you.
Alrighty. Meepo.
Okay, I'm gonna move forward to here. Let me double check something here. I just had an idea. Let's see. I'm going to cast a spell at 3rd level. Beacon of Hope.
They're level spells.
Indeed.
I have one more left, which I have slotted for something specific. And that's my action and my movement. I think that's all I'm going to do for now.
Okay. Morte's turn. Death saving throw.
With advantage.
With advantage, yes. Alright, 14. That's one pass. It is now the Eye of Grumsh's turn again. The half-ogre still trying to... The Eye of Grumsh is kind of just like, is just sitting on the shoulder and just like starts like swatting the half-ogre to put him down. So the half-ogre like yeets him over the top of the chief. Yoop, over here. Let's see. He has a couple of options here. He definitely doesn't like you, Skanok, but Meepo is also a concern, because he sees what you can do. Yeah. You watch as the spirit in his hand starts to glow. And he starts chanting again in Orcish. And Meepo, behind you, you see a similar spirit, but with a sickly blackish
Has to make a
glow
wisdom
to
save
it.
to hit me.
He does. And if he fails that save,
It'll hit the tyke.
it will. So, best hope that he succeeds. Or doesn't.
I'm ambivalent.
That is a 10.
That's a failure. He'll hit the tyke.
He will hit the tyke. I need to double check his spell attack bonus. Just to be sure. Plus 3 to hit. Now, he is still under the effects of the battle cry. Until the chieftain's next turn. The start.
Shame on you attacking women and children.
He just grins at you. That's going to be a soft 20 to hit the tyke.
What kind of a warrior picks off the weak?
I was aiming for
You're just
you.
a bully.
Weapon. Double check the damage on that.
If you want to prove yourself to your god, you better fight the ones that are actually worth fighting.
I'll come
Coward.
at you in a moment, whelp. Alright, that is a 1d8.
You think it's because he knows he can't?
That is.
I think that's what it
I
usually
think he's
is.
just scared of the big one there.
Thankfully,
I bet rats with more honor.
Or the one that's...
thankfully, the tyke is not wounded. However, that'll probably coax the tyke to run and hide on next turn, so he'll be out of combat. Thankfully, didn't kill him. Let's see. That was his bonus action, so he is going to move over here, though.
Once again, very foolishly next to an ally.
Well, still has advantage.
and specifically targeting the one he doesn't want to get the rest of us.
So this is also going to be at advantage.
To attack me?
Yep, so he needs to make the wisdom save again.
Does the battle cry mean that they get all their attacks with advantage, or just the next one?
Good question. Let me double
You
check.
made
that,
the save.
just to be sure.
I had thought earlier that you said that it was the next attack, but
Let
it
me
might
see.
be.
Let's see. Can you gain advantage on attack rolls until so it's basically all attack rolls
Okay.
Until when?
until the start of the war chief's next turn, which will be after.
Oh, it hasn't
Rex.
been the war chief. Okay.
Yep, this is. Well, I can't say too much more than that, but so this is gonna hurt me, Bo. Now it is a battle axe. It's not a great axe. Just so we're clear.
Did he? I guess he did pass the wisdom save one with an 19.
So let's see here. This will be an attack roll. Advantage. He no longer has bless. That's gonna be a 22 to hit you, Meepo.
That hits.
Alright, so that'll be. Oof, 14 points of slashing damage against you.
Did I succeed this
You-
save?
you
Failed the
succeeded.
save.
Baseline was 10, so
Okay.
you made it.
That's good.
Alright. Hawks Hagnar.
This is tough. But I don't necessarily think that Hawks would give up the opportunity to lay in some attacks just to second wind himself, as tempting as that is, and as low as his health is. So instead, he is going to Draconic Roar.
Alright.
That's him, that's him, that's him. So I got the Chief, I've got the Half Ogre, and I've got these two Orcs. And Hawks is going to swap his axe for his Bloodfang Javelin.
Okay.
And he's also going to Action Surge.
Okay.
And do a lot of things in one turn, hopefully. So
Let's
first
go.
things first, one attack action. I'm going to take an attack each. I'll take the attacks against this guy to start.
Okay.
Two
Go ahead.
attacks against him at advantage for the roar.
Okay, soft 20. And 25. Both will hit.
Alright, and there's an extra d6 in there.
Okay.
So,
You bring down the Bloodfang Javelin and you skewer the orc into the ground. With two fatal swings.
alright. And then, now that he's got a little more freedom of movement, Hawks is going to clamber up the rock and bring his javelin down on the war chief
Okay.
for his other two attacks.
He just grins as he meets your gaze. That will miss.
Come on!
That is very unfortunate. As you bring down your javelin, hoping to strike true, he kind of just grabs it and shoves you back, despite your large size. And he grins.
Alright, well, there is not much more I can do than that then.
Okay. Now it's the war chief's turn, so all the advantages no longer there. Let's see. Alright, since you're the most obvious threat right in front of him, he is going to swing his great axe at you. That'll be a 9 for the first one, that'll miss. It seems that as he cockily kind of like swats you to the side, he brings down his great axe twice against you, and you just kind of swat him back. A stalemate, as it were.
Okay, I'm like really big and on the high ground, and you're like not as big and on the low ground, and it's making it awkward for either of us to hit.
So
Hawks is 15 feet up. You can barely reach him.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Alright, that's the Orc Chief's turn, so a bit of a stalemate there. Orc's turn, though. There's about one.
Oh god, what if Hawks Goomba stomps him?
That would be pretty funny. Alright, so let's see here. How evil does this orc want to be?
Toadstool jump him.
Hang on, where's... How evil does he want to be? He wants to be pretty evil, apparently.
Choosing violence.
Yes, he is. The orc kind of looks down at the Yeti tyke. Looks at you, Meepo. He says in Orcish. And he goes to swing down at the Yeti tyke. Wrong keyboard. And will actually miss the Yeti tyke.
And you can't even hit a kid. What kind of warriors are you?
Even though he can understand your common, the meaning is still understood all the same, and he flushes with anger and shame as the axe just cuts into the wood.
You know, I was joking at first, but I really do think that the whole they only attack the weak because they can't hack it against the strong thing is probably true.
Make an insight check, if you will. You can all make insight
This
checks.
performance is just
You might gain a little more
disappointing.
insight if you insight.
8. Strong doesn't care.
You don't care. You've made your decision. They're these hacks, these frauds. The rest of them, while you do that, I will make it the rest of the attacks. One against you, Savage. Wow, 9. Man, they really needed that advantage. Otherwise, let's see. This one orc, Bean is still there, but it looks like a bush. Yeah, he's also gonna try and attack Savage. Actually, no. He's gonna try and wedge himself between Savage and Hawks and attack Hawks from behind. To save his chieftain's honor, does not, fails miserably, so... Yeah, he would have had to go down here, because Hawks is a bit up. He would have had to go there. The one down here, also against Hawks. 23 will hit you, though.
Yep.
That'll be 15 points of slashing damage against you, Hawks.
I'm at 1 hit point.
Oh, shit.
I'm at 2, so we're buddies.
Low HP buddies! Savage.
Okay. Let's try.
Music's coming out through a little bit on your end.
Okay, so I can't do that. So what I'm gonna do is yeah, I'll just make a beeline for the orc war chief.
Okay.
Making allowing for a couple attacks of opportunity against myself.
Alright, that'll be
3.
3, yeah. If you're alright with that, alright, here we go. That'll be 1, 2, 3. Whiffaroni.
No, that's it. They all miss.
They all miss.
Doing the down to all fours and rushing, and they just like, ah!
The unbridled fury of the kobold.
And the roar is still up from Hawks' turn,
Should be.
or is it?
I believe it is. Right, I believe it's still up.
Yes.
Okay. So, in that case, I'm going to make my attacks on the Orc War Chief.
Alright. Oof.
What the heck?
Man. There's a lot of whiffs going on both sides here. Okay, 25 will hit, though. Okay, 9 points of slashing damage. That will go through. As the first one, he parries. As you kind of like bring it down overhead. And as he brings his great axe to parry that one, you quickly slink down below and stab him in his gut. You will pay for that.
Additionally, what were the Crescent Moon's favor options? There was the attack from the girl, and then what was
Well, if you look at your journal, it should be at the very top. Favor the Crescent Moon.
okay.
Bonus action.
That's good. Nice.
Do you wish to activate the favor of the Crescent Moon?
guys?
It's up to you.
Ain't I? I'm
I don't
down.
mind if you do.
All right.
It might help.
Oh,
Let's go with Zalaria's bow once more.
All right. As you call forth the
Again.
name of Zolaria, you see the spectral image of an elven woman, Sinar's sister, as she unstraps the bow from her back, and you hear the ever silent of Sinar behind her, as you hear him also, as both of them support you, and lets loose the arrow for a 23 to hit, which will hit the Orc War Chief, I assume. Is that who we're aiming for?
Yep.
All right, that will be. Double check my own notes here. 3d6 plus 4. That'll be 13 points of radiant damage against the Orc War Chief. Not bad. Oh, I healed him for that instead. That should not be the case. No. Betrayal from beyond the grave. No. As a look of shock comes across his face as the bow strikes into his shoulder and then disappears. All right. That your turn, Savage?
That is it.
Is the Yeti tyke going to move, or is it have its own
It's going
initiative,
to
or is it just
disengage
gonna...
and hide under the boat.
Okay.
Oops, sorry, but that did not come out right. What the hell am I doing? 14, alright, so
It
that's
was just a typo.
Yeah, so that's gonna be on the GM layer. Double check their passive perceptions. Should be above theirs, but double checking. Alright, currently the orcs seem to look around, but they do not see the UAD tyke anymore. So good, he's out of combat. For now. Now it is the half-ogre's turn. He kind of looks between the two. Who do I hit? He's going to roll a d2. 1 at 7.
Yourself.
He hits itself in confusion. 2 for Hawks. Alright, he's going for you, Savage. He will leave your area, Hawks, so you get an attack of opportunity.
All right, I will do what I can with that.
That was
Okay,
good.
23 will hit. Okay, he needs to be con
Not much damage, but
Makes us save. Icon.
I keep doing the
Oh.
I keep doing the same
Oh.
thing. No, hang on.
That's
Okay,
a really
a
solid
failure.
debuff as well.
Failed to save.
failed to save. Alrighty.
Only Eldath
All these
saves.
reactions. Alright. You see him just kind of go with a slower gait. As it brings down his battle axe
Oh.
on Savage. 4. A 12 to hit.
That's a whiff.
Yep, Whiff City. As you see, the frost kind of starts to build up where the wound was, and it kind of cracks, and it shifts the arm in such a way to make it land in the snow. All right, that is his turn. Not a whole lot he was doing there. Sknuck, it's back to you.
Yes, it is. Let's see. Do I want to gamble on catapults?
Yes, we're high rollers today.
Gamble.
But it's not our roll that would matter.
True.
Actually, yeah, because I can easily just take a step here. Yeah, doesn't say anything about moving them either, so this is good. Right, so I'm going to cast Catapult with my arcane thing, sort of like locking in the bolt, and unleashing Catapult, and if I'm right, it should hit, it'll go through these 3 guys until it hits someone.
Say that again? Sorry.
If I'm right, like if this first guy dodges, it'll hit the second. The second guy will also have to dodge, and the third guy will also have to dodge.
Because it's a line.
For catapult?
And it hits
yep,
the first one that it hits in the
Yeah.
line.
Just occurred to me that Savage will be at risk.
Honestly, that's pretty hilarious.
Oh, it goes 90 feet. So it goes exactly to
Exactly.
Savage.
If you step back, it wouldn't hit Savage. Or to the side, it would.
That's fair. Can I step, like a few feet off the map? I guess like.
Sure, I'll let you do that.
Yeah. Okay. So 5
Eyeing
feet
it,
over.
but just about as far as it goes. Steps
5
back.
feet over.
Now.
20 feet back, and then catapults.
Sure. Alright, so, okay, let me first make the dex save against the Eye of Groomsh.
Some real moxie to that.
He gets a natural 20, so then it falls to the guy behind him.
That's unfortunate.
Unfortunate, but 9 as the orc dodges. Grumsh protect you. Huh? Boom!
Oh, bless is down. That's right.
Yeah, bless is down. All right, that's 17 points of damage. What were you? as the I am Grunge dodges out of the way, the other orc, huh? Right in the forehead. Falls flat. Dead.
Ah, damn. Ah, well.
Missed the big guy.
All right, so that was
Anything
your
else?
action.
Yes. And I've done most of my movements. So I will instead force Ballista the big guy, still with advantage because
Of course.
15 to hit.
15, unfortunately, just misses. His AC is
Damn.
16 with his shield.
Damn.
Yeah, as the force ballista lets out its ballista, a force, the Eye of Grunch, as he manages to dodge out of the way of the catapult, sees it coming, just parries it, and snarls.
Tough bugger, ain't ya?
He grins back, while also snarling at the same time. Yeah, Meepo.
Eldeath's hand be on you all. And those who are around the sled, not Skanuk, would get
Alright.
maximum healing, and I don't think Skanuk's been hurt anyway, so.
Correct.
Just say, I see how it is. Don't heal the
Alright.
guy who hasn't been hurt.
Alright, so that'll be 4 plus.
I'll
every
heal you when
modifiers.
you are hurt.
I don't want to be hurt.
I'm sure you don't. I don't want you to be hurt either. And with that, I'm going to step forward, and step forward again, and once I've done that, and Eldath, help us. And I'm going to use my action
Okay.
to do this, and keep going. 5, 10, 15. Is this rough terrain, or
That'll
I
be
stepping
considered
over?
rough terrain because you have an unconscious.
20,
Well,
25.
keep in mind now that Morty's back up,
30.
you won't be able to end. Yeah, there you go.
And that's my movement for the Balm of Peace, and I would have moved within range of Hawks and Muerte and Savage,
Okay.
and they all take maximum healing from that too.
Okay.
So
Can you what? How
And
much
the
is that?
tyke.
1d4 plus my spellcasting modifier is 5, so 9 for the healing word, and
Okay.
17
Woo.
from my Balm of Peace.
Spicy.
Very
So, as a
spicy.
point of order, would the tyke have gotten that benefit as well?
He would
Yes,
have.
it was injured.
Alright.
So everyone next to Meepo gets that?
Yep. That includes you. So 9 and 17 is 26.
All right.
I'm double checking. I don't think that the 17 other creature, yeah. The Balm of Peace doesn't affect me.
Okay. Good to know. As soon as you heal everyone, Meepo, the war chief looks down at you.
And then I'm going to continue my movement.
Wait, hold on. How far can you move?
I can move my movement with Balm of Peace, and then I still have my normal movement.
Okay. There you go. Okay, there you go.
60 total.
Just zipping around,
I would-
healing everything.
Good
Yeah.
lord.
I used
Yes.
10 feet to get forward so that I could use Balm of Peace, or so that I could use the...
Sorry, I
Well,
was flabbergasted
well,
for a second.
yeah. And then I have 10, 20, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm moving back here.
All right. As you do that, Meepo, the war chief shouts out, "Kill that one first!"
Catch me if you can.
And if you knock one down, finish them off!
Mm.
So now that is on the table.
Okay,
Huerte's turn.
Muerte's up and angry.
Huerte Blanca. Muerte Blanca. With advantage. I'll double check her stat modifier because I changed it last time. I think it is in fact a +5 now. She does in fact manage to break through the chief's defenses.
Bonk.
Okay, minimum
Bonk,
damage,
lady.
but she still manages to clock him in the back.
Mhm.
Ah, no.
I need to give. I need to make her like a radiant weapon beak.
You just need to like put like a cover on her beak that's like
Yeah, just like an actual axe.
Yeah.
That's straps.
sharpened.
Alright, so that is her turn. Now it's the Eye of Grimsh's turn. Heading straight for you, Meepo. And let me double check how far the spiritual weapon can move as well.
I think it's 60 feet.
Is it 60 feet? Okay, because
I don't know.
it would have been right there. Double
It
checking
was
this.
behind me, I think.
I can move the weapon up to 20 feet.
20
Okay,
feet. I was wrong. It was the opposite side.
Okay, so instead
It's slow
of
down
attacking you
fast.
twice, that is gonna go for. It's gonna go for Hawks then. It's gonna be 9 to hit Hawks. Hawks, you see a dimly glowing spear behind you. Just kind of dodge out of the way. Just move to the side a little bit. However, this guy is gonna make a wisdom saving throw because he despises you. Nope. So he just kind of swings and misses. Whiff City.
Mm-hmm.
Hawks.
Take me down to Whiff City.
I'm going to use another roar to keep the roar train going.
Choo-choo.
And now that's
This is just a
literally
calamitous
everyone except the eye has been roared. And I think Hawks at this point, having seen Savage go after the war chief, I think Hawks will go after the war chief as well. So
Okay.
try to make it happen. Hopefully I won't whiff for my high point again.
Come on.
But
There you go. 25. Okay, the second one missed, but the
Okay.
first one hits.
and that'll get a d6 added to it as well. Okay, that's not much, but
It's something.
it's whatever.
So I'll make a
It's
con
not much,
save.
but it's honest work.
Ain't much, but it's honest work. Okay. Oh wait.
And con save as well.
So he actually has a plus beyond his base stat, so this actually gets a +6 to it.
Yeesh.
18, which will pass.
Okay.
That's fine. He still took damage though. Anything else?
At this point, no, nothing else. Cox is gonna hold the rock. He's gonna hold his position on the rock as best he can.
Very good, very good. Now it's the war chief's turn. What to do, what to do. Let's see. I'm gonna roll something. Yeah, he's. Let's see. Between Savage and Hawks, though he wants Meepo dead because she is a healer, there are still 2 big threats on the field. So, he's gonna go for the most wounded one. Well, 3 big threats on the field. And while Muerte is a creature to be feared that sends shivers down and chills into the hearts of men and women alike, Hux is more injured. So let's see. 2 attacks.
The Swobolds.
The Swobold. Double check the bonus here if I was doing that correctly. Okay, I must not do that correctly. It's actually +6. A 15 and an 18.
The 18 will hit, the 15 will not.
Do you have your Cloud Rune still? Or did you use that already?
No, that was used in our previous encounter,
Mhm.
The Yeti.
because we did not
That's-
fully recover from everything from that.
Yeah, that's why I started this
Okay.
fight at half health.
You take 13 points of slashing damage.
Alright.
That is the end of the Orc War Chief's turn, as he is surrounded on all sides. They are going to follow their War Chief's orders. They're going to start... This guy's going to move around here, first of all. To get out of someone's range. Muerte Blanca. This guy is going to disengage. Getting up here.
Oh.
This guy... Nah, there's too many threats on the field. This guy's at least going to... Yeah, he's just gonna attack you, Hawks. Swing down with his own great axe. 9, whiff city.
I have the high ground.
You
I'm
really
not
do.
I'm not exactly working miracles with it, but I think I've eaten a whole lot of attacks that could have been pointed at someone else at this point.
You really are. You're really helping everyone out here. So, 1 will try and attack you, Meepo, but I do need to make the save. So it's just gonna be a straight roll. A 15?
My spell save DC, I think, is higher, but it's 16. Whew.
Okay, it's okay.
Oh.
Just fails.
Breathing heavy sigh of relief, as it looks like it really wants to attack me, but it decides against it.
Yeah. The overwhelming peace of Eldeaths brings it down. Alright. Back to you, Savage.
Rinse and repeat. Just gonna target the war chief until he's down.
Okay. Swing. Okay, 24 will definitely hit. 15 points of damage. Ouch!
That's a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage. Oh!
This is gonna be a lot of damage.
Oh, yeah.
Spicy.
Less damage. Dang.
Aw.
Eh,
Still,
it's still good
Lingering
though.
injury.
still. Damage is damage.
And lingering injury.
And a lingering injury, which, by the way, would you like to roll that, or would you want me to roll it? Alright.
I'm never going to
19.
force someone to gain a lingering injury in this game. Such a shame.
Alright, I believe that's just a scar. But what a scar it is you slash him across the chest, leaving a burning sigil. Urgh. He kind of clutches it, panting heavily, but just grins. You are a worthy foe. Urgh.
I wish I could say the same to you.
Oh.
Ooh. Ouch, the shade. Alright. Is that your turn, Savage?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Alright. Now it's time for the half ogre's turn. It's gonna go after you, Savage. Swing down the battle axe. 11.
Oh, just missed.
Aw. No, it was not just a miss. You nimbly dodge out of the way just as soon as you finished with the war chief. The half ogre starts pouting. Mm. Skidduck, it's your turn again.
He's
Right.
mumbling to himself in the corner over there.
Yep.
I'm a worthy foe. I'm totally a worthy foe.
Yeah. I'm gonna use what?
No, sorry, I'm just making silly jokes to
It's good
myself.
jokes.
Go ahead, sorry. I keep interrupting you, I
Thank you.
apologize.
So there's called me a worthy path. Yeah, so I'm gonna use 20 feet of my movement to get back onto the board so that there's none of that fuckery going around anymore. And then if I do 10 more, I will be 60 feet. Shadow's radius is 10-foot radius. So need to be here. That's just a bit too far away. Okay. Scorching Ray it is.
Very well. Pew pew pew.
Yep. Zappy. Let's see. I think I'm gonna do 2 into. I'm gonna do first one into that guy, then first one into the special guy.
All right.
This eye.
Do you remember when I said it'd be orcs and kobolds and nothing else for 3 hours?
A lot of people.
It's not even an hour. I'm just kind of making fun. All right, so that's
Yep.
22 against the eye. You said.
Yep.
Okay, that'll definitely hit.
He takes 8 fire damage,
Okay, 8 points of fire damage.
and you know what? I'm gonna pile them into that unless he dies.
All right, cool.
That's another of
Ooh,
those.
yeah, that hits too. 11 points
Takes.
of damage. Oh, he is ooh. Pretty hurt.
Once more with healing.
Oh my god. Yep.
Wow.
8 more points of fire damage.
Pew pew pew.
Smoked.
Meepo. You get knocked in the face as the body goes flying over you, and dong lands in the
Oof.
snow behind you.
Thanks, Kadak.
No problem. Worthy opponent, my fucking ass.
Is that your turn?
No, the Force Ballista is going to the Force Ballista is going to shoot the chief.
Okay, cool.
Out of spite.
Bitterness.
Not
Okay,
strategy,
14
spite.
will miss though.
Oh well.
Oh well. You to be fair, you
Pay
did a lot of
attention to me.
damage. You did a lot of damage against the guy knocked.
I'm quite happy with that turn, especially with the miss, honestly.
Yep. You know what? It did its job. Scorching Ray can do that. All right, Meepo, your turn.
Quick look over to my allies between Savage and Hawks, which looks worse.
Hawks by far. Savage
Okay,
honestly is.
then I'm going
pretty
to
full up.
second level healing word.
Yeah, I'm at full health.
So Hawks takes 2d4 plus 5, so 8. 13 total health.
That puts me back up to 27.
Meepo proving again to be
Unused
MVP.
the last hit against me.
And then that's a bonus action, right? Yep. Then I'm going to fall to my knees and say, "Oh no! Don't hurt me! I'm just a poor cleric of Eldath. I haven't done a thing to you." Those two guys have advantage against them.
Yep. They just kind of look at each other and just go, huh?
And then I look over to Savage.
Right. Muerte Blanca, Muerte Blanca. She could go over there, but there's a more pressing.
There's something right there, and it's meaty and bleeding.
A bleeding, needing to die foe. Let's see here. With advantage. So that should have been +5. That's a 13, which unfortunately will miss. As he just starts pecking the back of the war chief. The Eye of Grumsh is dead, so Hawks, it is your turn again.
Alright. The roar from last turn should still be up, right? So they have roared pretty much every single turn.
I believe so. It should be.
Alright, in that case, I'm gonna go ahead and use my second wind. And,
I think that also is maxed out because of my thing. Let me see what it says.
Beacon of Hope.
Yeah, Beacon of Hope.
Oh shoot, does it work for that as
Um,
well?
I'm double checking. Oh, it regains the maximum number of hit points from any healing.
so in that case, Hawks is going to get back 10 for the D10 and 6 for his fighter level, get back 16 hit points, and go up to 43.
Nice.
Wow, that's amazing.
Because the
Oh,
roar
to-
is still active. And then how is the war chief looking at this point?
He definitely looks bloodied. He definitely looks, well, to avoid Mediton, below half, you assume. Still looks like he has a bit of fight in him, though.
Alright. I think it is worth considering that even if he still has some fight in him, I should put some damage on him, and I'm not as worried about the regular orc. So I am going to use my javelin again and poke down at him twice again.
Oh.
And
Oh! 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 Oh!
This is how we make up for all the attacks Hawks has missed by
Yeah.
getting.
You
Hawks is not to be outdone by Skanak.
You literally have the high ground
Or
right
savage.
now. You have the high ground.
okay, and then that'll be 2d6 for my giant's might on that. So okay, that's 8 and
Okay.
4, that's 12, 7 and 6 is 13, that's 25 plus 6, so 31 damage.
He had 30 hit points left. How do you want to end the war chief?
Distracted by the
Well, since
pack
he's
behind him.
yeah, he's been struggling against Savage and Muerte at this point. So Hawks is just gonna reach down with the spear and right through his back.
Skewering him from behind, right in his back. As he reaches out, trying for one last swing, his great axe falls to the snow, and he perishes.
Hawks will retract his spear and he'll turn to the ogre a little bit and be like, "You were seriously following this guy?" And end his turn.
All right.
Sorry for the kill steal.
Alright. The orcs, upon seeing Yeah, they're running. They're running. Dashing out. These guys leave the field.
I'm going to use my reaction to stick my tongue out at them.
Oh, of course, you never do damage. No, never. This guy's dashing. Can't
I'm not using my reaction, just in case there's something I
leave the
actually need it
field.
for.
You can attack of opportunity, Hawks.
Alright. This will not be an advantage, but
I swear, if you
Because
get another
my-
nat 20. Hits, though.
so for 11 damage between the cold and piercing.
Alright, not dead, but very heavily wounded. Is that extra d6 just on your turn, or is that a...
It is. Let me read out exactly what it does. Once on each of your turns, one of your attacks. So it's on my turn specifically.
Okay, just double checking. Yep, that's it for the orc savage.
I'm gonna take out the ladder.
Okay. Ooh. He looks down at you. Cool. 10 points of slashing. Oof. Alright. He lives, but barely. He looks as if he's about to bolt and run. Alright.
That's my turn.
Alright, he's going to dash to get off the board, and hopefully out of combat for him. Go ahead and roll an attack of opportunity for yourself.
You have advantage still, right?
Ooh, yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Alright. And as he drops his battle axe and turns tail to run, you slash him across the back, and he falls face forward in the snow. Dead.
One last hit to the ankles.
Alright. And with that, there is one more orc on the field that might be within someone's range. As I pan over the camera to a certain Skanuk rat biter whose turn it is now.
I mean, yeah. If they dashed, I mean, they're all in range. But yeah, I'll aim for this one at the bottom with both of my attacks. So, a left fire bolt.
All right.
Should not be at advantage because he's like
11 will miss, unfortunately.
all right. Force ballista then. Damn.
13 will just hit. They don't have as much armor as their leaders do, so that just hits.
So 11 force damage to the back.
Face first in the snow.
Knifed him.
A little bit of smoke. And with that,
Best place to attack someone from.
now, combat comes to a close.
How's the kid doing? I'm gonna peek under the boat.
Just kind of, you see these
There,
little
it's
beady
alright,
eyes
we got him.
kind of
They're gone.
come up from the bottom. He kind of sees you, Ipo, kind of like shirks away and just scampers over to Savage and just starts like kind of like hugging him from the back and starts rubbing into his side.
Oh.
But as combat comes to a close, of course, do you all wish to loot the bodies?
Yes.
Alright.
So,
Go check the Eye of Grimish for his symbol and
Go
Like,
ahead and
what I
make
can to
make a religion check
make
for
it
me,
not
Ipo.
usable. Where is the R's in the alphabet? Oh.
6.
What?
Okay. Never mind.
Could I tell what he was holding to use his spells?
That much you can find, honestly. Like, you see the holy symbol. It is
Yeah,
literally
okay.
it is literally his own eye torn out and
Yeah.
and doused in varnish to keep it quote unquote fresh. So yeah, that was his symbol. So you easily find.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I'm going to like. I guess I'd use my mace to like squish it,
Okay.
just so that it's not usable anymore.
First attack
Just
Nico
in
ever
case.
makes.
It wasn't an attack. It was like a tool.
Meepo, you no longer feel the presence of Elda. She has left you. She has forsaken you.
That was not an attack. It was,
No,
it
I'm
was
just-
just a
I'm
tool
kidding.
to destroy another object.
I'm kidding.
Why is there not like if there's like an Oathbreaker paladin, why is there not like a Forsaken cleric or something?
Well,
Right, that's what I was thinking.
Well, a Forsaken Cleric is you just losing your powers. That's what that is.
Hmm.
And there is the Cleric of Death
There's
from the
that too.
DMG.
There's that too.
Okay. So, as you're kind of rummaging through, I'll say, just for sake of brevity, you hear pow as another shot comes out. Obviously, each of them have great axes, except for the Ayagrumsh, who has a battle axe, and the this boy, the half ogre, who has a larger battle axe, that's meant for a large creature. In addition, you find each one had a bunch of javelins on them, so you would have found. Wow, you find 19 javelins.
We
I'll
could change the
take some of
walrus
them.
into a porcupine.
Wow, that was a big roll. In addition, you would have also found 8 gold pieces from bloodied bags found amongst them. As you're also going through them, you also see that they are
Okay, guys.
quite thin despite their musculature. Make a medicine check for me, for anyone who wants to. Oof.
Meepo's not doing well on her checks. She's tired.
Yeah, just taking a look over them, it seems that it's clear that they have been perhaps on the brink of maybe starvation for a little while. There's signs of like muscle loss and maybe severe dehydration as well. It's possible that these
Eat the
were
snow, you'll get some water.
well. It's a bunch of different factors from malnutrition
Right.
essentially.
Yeah.
But it's clear that perhaps they were a hunting party, it seems, and they are being led by a higher member of a tribe. I will say, you do see one of them, the war chief specifically, and a couple of the others, their shields is painted a symbol of 3 arrows piercing an oak tree. And anyone who wants to can roll a history check for me.
Well, I guess she's good at history, though.
Yeah, not bad.
They have shields, you said.
Indeed, they
Oh,
actually
yes.
two shields specifically. The Eye of Grumsh and
Oh.
the chieftain had one. So the only one who actually does know is Meepo. Meepo, you would have heard tales of a tribe called the Many Arrows tribe that was led by a so-called king of the orcs called Kobolds Many Arrows, who many years ago led a conclave of orcs and many different tribes, rounded them all up, and proclaimed himself his own little kingdom up in the spine of the world. I'll say, Hawks, go ahead and roll again for history, because something else pertains to this that you might be interested in. That's what you would know, Meepo? Yeah. It sounds familiar to you, Hawks, but you don't remember why. But Meepo,
I wonder what they're doing so far north.
Yeah, they are quite far north, which is surprising to you as well.
What do you guys want to bet that the thing is Dritz killed their sheep or some shit? No, let him.
I shrug. In any case, that's what you find off them. They don't have any meat as well, because clearly whatever food they have would have probably been eaten by now, judging by the signs of their malnutrition. They probably wouldn't have eaten a whole lot either. That is what you find.
So, how good are these shields? I mean, I assume mechanically they're just shields, but are they like crappy shields that Skunnock would feel bad about using, or are they?
Surprisingly enough, they are not badly made. You think that these were perhaps dwarven make at one point, but were painted over.
Let's
Will.
add them to the sides of the walrus.
I'm taking one.
Let's add the rest of them to the sides of the walrus.
I'm okay with that. Armor-plated war sled.
All right.
Send me
Don't you
armored
mean
war
peace sled?
That's true. What do we need a war sled? Defense sled.
For a moment,
Self-defense sled.
Yes.
Nico feels the bloodlust. For just a moment.
I was just trying to be accurate in my naming terms. But a self-defense sled sounds better.
One second, just
Rapid response problem solving sled.
That sounds good too.
double check. Ouch! I dropped something. I'm getting some dropped frames for some reason.
I once heard someone, I don't think they were a follower of Eldath, but I think they said something along the lines of war is an instrument designed to build peace. I like that. Except I don't think war is a good instrument. I think it's a last resort kind of instrument.
Well, we're dealing with, like, literal eternal winter here. I think it's fair enough as a last resort in some instances.
Right.
So 5 great axes, 19 javelins.
Like slaughter.
Yeah.
Don't think that would be the trick, but
I think it'll be the trick.
Alright, so. You all gather up your things. And let me see here. I'll double check my connection because I was getting some dropped frames notifications. Otherwise, it seems like it's stable for now. You could take their armor, however, it is not made for small creatures. They are made for medium creatures, and the armor is definitely not magical. You could use it for scrap.
I'm thinking
perhaps.
more like scrap would be good, but I'm also thinking like at some point we need to start getting money, so maybe we just sell all the extra stuff here.
not a terrible idea. Seems like you said it seemed like a lot of it was dwarven salvage.
The shield specifically, the rest, like the ring mail, that seems more human made, but the shields are probably the biggest prize from this.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would definitely say that we should just go full Skyrim, take everything they have, sell it.
Fair enough.
Because I mean, like, you know, if we use the javelins, or if we want to, you know, if you or Savage wants to take up a great axe, then that's fine. But like all the stuff that we're not going to use and don't want to leave with them.
I'll move the stream a little bit. Alright, so what is your guys' plan? You plan to head back to Tourmaline at this point?
I think that's the plan.
Okay.
I'd like to get some long rest in when we can.
Yeah.
But Tourmaline sounds like the best place to do that.
Head on back to Tourmaline with a sled full of loot.
Alright.
All of our resources back.
Alright, now keep in mind your actual home base is in Lonelywood, but you do of course have places to stay in Tourmaline, as you have done a great service for them. And as kobolds, you've done more service for them as well. So,
Do any of the great axes appear to have any sort of benefit to them?
no, they're all very basic great axes.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it
mean-
would have been a harder challenge for you.
Yeah. I mean, any of them can become a Radiant Great Axe if you want, but
That is true. But you do eventually make your way back to Tourmaline. And as you do, the streets are actually bustling, surprisingly, and it's quite a rare sight in 10 towns. And you see quite a few kobolds, some of the old tribe, but also some new faces as well, currently making repairs, and some walking through the streets. You see one kobold actually with a catch of knucklehead trout, dragging it behind him with two other kobolds, all kind of chatting with each other. And as you all walk by, they all kind of wave to you, and as they make their way across the town. You've clearly done a good thing for Tourmaline. You see a bunch of smiling faces, well, at least the ones that aren't covered. Seems that things are back to normal in Tourmaline, but with the mine being reopened. And as you make your way through town, you're actually stopped by someone. A familiar face. You see a half-elven woman by the name of Tevessa Nimala, the woman that you saved from being sacrificed. And she sees
Well,
you.
howdy there.
And as soon as she sees you, you currently see her. She's currently in the midst of scrounging through a bit of bone, and currently is kind of scraping against it, kind of inspecting it. But as soon as she sees you, she drops it, and she kind of gives a small gasp and runs over to you. She goes over to you first, Meepo, and just gives you a big ol' hug. You're back! Oh, it's so good to see you, all of you. I'm so glad you're all right.
Is there something going on?
Well, no, I just hadn't seen you for a while. I was so afraid that the Frost Maiden would have gotten you.
Nah, she's tried, but we've been fine so far. Eldath has been with us.
Ah, yes, praise Eldath indeed. Yeah, I have something for you actually. I've been waiting to give it to you. Here, and she actually hands you a pouch full of gold. She hands you a pouch full of 10 gold. I made a little bit of profit from my scrimshaw recently, and I wanted to give some of it to you for helping me. It's the least I can do.
yeah. Hooray, hurrah.
If you need some
Thank you kindly.
If you need some place to stay, I'm currently renting a room at the nearby inn. I can talk to the innkeeper about you sharing my room if need be, if you need a place to rest.
I don't know that I'd want to impose on you like that, though.
Oh, there's no need to impose. You all saved my life. It's the very least I can offer you. But of course, I don't want to impose on you either. Like, obviously, if you have a better place to stay, I don't mean to impose.
I think our alternative is a cave. So,
It's the mines, I think.
right.
Well, I'm sure they'll welcome you back with open arms as well. From what I've heard, the kobolds have actually had their own little warren in the mines. They have their own separate branch, and apparently it's not bad to live either. I mean, I don't know how a kobold lives, but I'm sure it's nice.
Well, we'll check up on them later. I think we need to get some sleep now, and since you're offering, I don't mind taking you up on it.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, follow me. And she will lead you to let me see here. Yeah, to the East Side Inn. Who is run by a lovely woman named Marta Peskrik. You'd met very briefly before. She was the one who was singing a little rhyme about a woman who was attacked in the inn about 50 or so years ago. But she brings you in, and
I think
she
we all
actually
failed our checks on that song.
Yeah, unfortunately. You she actually convinces the owner to give you free meals for the night, as well as to share her room as well. She gets you some accommodations as well. So you all can sleep, eat your fill, and be merry for one night at least. A warm
Ah.
night, as opposed to the bitter cold of the tundra.
I think I needed this.
I sure did.
Alright. So, you all take your long rest, and you all are refreshed and ready to begin anew for another day. So, my kobolds, what is your next course of action?
Look for the bell.
That makes sense to me. We haven't been to any of the other towns on, like, Dinishary or Redwaters. Except for Hogan's Hole.
Or we could go looking for the Jarl Moot, but that's a little bit out of the way.
I think we ought to get the bell before somebody else does.
There we go.
Since we know where it is.
So, I guess, first then,
And we can go south from there.
what did we do with the gold we got? I assume that we were each taking two from the orcs, and then Meepo gets whatever the lady gave her.
That seems an equitable way of
That
splitting it up.
sounds fine.
Okay. We do have a. Okay. But yeah, I guess we might as well.
Can we
Yes, no,
sell
that's-
some stuff here to the people? Like, is there like a
Um,
defense group or anything that needs armor or weapons?
There are some services here. Like, it's not going to be as much service as, say, in like one of the bigger towns, such as Bryn Shander or Targus, but it's serviceable enough. You could sell some of your leftovers. Like, keep in mind, it's probably not going to sell for very much because it is bloodied and broken with with wear and tear from combat. But I will ask. What are you
about-
going to? Yeah, what?
How about we hold off on selling it? While we're going, Skruck can clean and repair everything
That sounds
while
fine
we're
with me.
traveling. What?
That
yeah.
sounds fine with me.
And then we can take it to Torga's trading company,
Now there's an idea.
and they'll probably buy all of that.
Probably for more than we could sell it for here.
Very well. Alright then. So, you all decide to head out into the tundra, or do you wish to stop on Lonelywood along the way? Because I don't believe that you received your reward from helping out those 4 individuals. I don't believe you ever met up back with them.
You did not, no.
Was it in this town?
No, it was in Lonelywood.
Yeah, we could go up to Lonelywood first.
Alright. Because, it was not a, insignificant chunk of change that you were offered for dealing with that.
Oh yeah.
let me double check how much that was, because it was not a small amount whatsoever.
Yeah, we're gonna be approaching for like the first time we've actually got some pocket change to do stuff with. Which is nice.
Yeah, I can start making rings of warmth.
Double check.
Ooh. How enterprising.
Let's see, let me double check here.
I feel like cold damage is probably the most likely thing that'll be very severe for us.
Yeah, that was gonna be
Gold.
250 gold. So, yeah, not a small
Yeah.
amount. So, we'll say, for the sake of brevity, you all travel back to Lonelywood, and you meet with those 4 individuals who are very, very grateful and confirm with you that they are no longer getting that signal, and you all receive so it is 250 gold pieces total, not each, but still a large amount all pulled together.
That's
I would suggest, since there's 4 of us, that we each take 50, and then we give the 50 extra to Skanuk so that he can start his enterprise.
that sounds like a good plan.
I am entirely on board with this.
I'm going to spend 25 gold on powdered silver for the use of the ceremony spell.
Alrighty. Now, I will say, do you want to leave anything behind at the Ramshackle Inn, or...
If we are going to the Ramshackle Inn, I want to scry, but I don't know who I want to scry on. Is there anybody we want to check? See how they're doing, see what they're up to?
Did we... No, I can't think of anyone offhand.
Did we want to try to scry on the dude in the prison?
We could try again, I guess. Since we're going up that way, we might as well check.
Right, so there's 2 different dudes
Makes
you
sense
could
to
look
me.
at.
Oh,
There's-
here's what I'm gonna... I could,
Go ahead.
if we're gonna scry on him, I could send to him and see if he'll respond to me. And then scry on him to see what we can do. If we want to do that, it would cost me a 3rd level spell.
As you're thinking about that, make an intelligence check, Meebo, with advantage.
With advantage. I'm assuming it has to do with the fact that we technically didn't accept the thing, but I was also thinking maybe we could accept it a little late.
19. You suddenly recall the doorman telling you that some of these cells were lined with anti-magic, very strong anti-magic. It's very possible that you wouldn't be able to get through to the individual anyway, whether through scrying or through sending.
Okay.
Just so you don't waste a spell slot, just helping you out there.
Good to know.
And plus, you would have had the information on hand, so
Yeah.
there you go. That's me, the DM, coming from behind the screen, giving you a thumbs up. In any case, let's see. There's the mirror. Do you want to leave anyone behind, like Bean or the Tyke, or do you want to keep them with you for now?
I say leave them with us for now, especially the Tyke, since it's new and it's still trying to figure out what's going on, and no one's gonna be too keen on having a baby Yeti around.
Smart. Right, just double checking. Just make sure, cover your bases before you head out into the tundra. All right then. So in that case, are you all ready to leave?
Yes. Well, Cox says.
All right, and the rest of you?
See.
Let's go. Let's
I
go.
think so.
Okay. So that,
Yeah.
And you as well, Skanuk?
Already.
Alrighty, so. In that case, since we're going across the tundra, I need to make some rolls here. Alright, this is gonna be 2d20. Well, hold on, I need to roll a d8 first, because I can't forget, so I have to roll the d8 first. And what does this one mean? That one means... alright then. Just a little looking over here. you all head out from the town of Lonelywood, up along the forest, heading your way out this way. And you get about right there when the wind starts to take a turn for the worse, and the clouds begin to darken.
This is starting to get tiresome.
How many blizzards?
I can't wait for
At this point, if you think a goddess has
first blow.
a hint of spite, this probably would be the sign.
Yeah.
The blizzard is the word of the foe.
Oh, yeah, that means I also get to roll some d4s on the side. I can see how long it lasts, but I'm of course going to ask. I'm sure you guys will bunker down, but I need to ask for posterity anyway, if you guys are gonna
Yes.
wait it out. Alright.
Plan on bunkering down
Alright,
until it's of necessity to have speed.
Alright, so if you guys are bunkering down, then I can just roll this in the open then. Oh my god, every time I roll for how long the blizzard's gonna last, it's high rolls every single time. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. How does this keep happening?
Um,
Auril and Eldath are both very, very much invested in this game.
This is Auril versus Eldath.
Alright, I'm gonna
Who
need
will win?
I'm gonna need con saves from everyone except Skanuk.
Con saves.
Yep.
We're bunkered down, aren't we?
You are, but there's something else here.
Okay.
Keep in mind, it is still a grueling 8 hours in a blizzard. Meepo, you're starting to get a little tired. You're not fully on the point of exhaustion as of yet, but you're starting to feel it. You might have to turn in early for tonight if you want to avoid exhaustion. Hawks and Savage, you're fine. Skanuk, you're just dandy. You don't need to fear the cold. But of
Oh,
course...
it never bothered me anyway.
Took long enough to get here, but I knew it was eventually gonna happen.
It was inevitable.
It was inevitable. As inevitable as Thanos.
Alright, as you all are bunkering down, go ahead and make perception checks with disadvantage.
Big yawn.
My specialty.
Indeed. Okay.
He says roll the natural one.
Alright.
For the first time in ages.
As you all are bunkering down, the rushing, cold, biting winds whirling around you, you see 2 dots around 30 feet away from you. Like, you think to yourself, huh, that's strange. But then you realize the dots are attached to a hulking form. Oh, it's a polar bear. No, it's a bird. Oh, it's an owl bear.
Oh.
Well, at least it's not a goddamn Yeti.
Right.
It kind of looks at you, kind of paws the ground a little bit, and screeches out. What do you do?
does it seem like it's doing anything, or just poking around in the blizzard?
Make an animal handling check for me, or a nature check, your choice.
I think Cox is bad at both of those things. That should
any of
not
your
have been with
runes give you
advantage,
anything for
but that'd
this?
be 8. Nope.
8 Hawks, you're not too sure. It might be hostile. Savage, you have no idea either. You're only concerned about one savage creature. You don't need to worry about another. Skinnock, you
18.
get the feeling that it's and you as well, Meeple, you get the feeling it's entering a challenging pose. So you can either back off, move, because otherwise it might attack.
What does backing off and moving entail exactly?
Getting out of its way, essentially. It seems to be heading in a direction that wants you out of the way.
Might as well scurry a bit to the left.
Yeah. Scurrying a bit to the left is something kobolds generally know how to do.
Scurrying to the right a bit is actually a lot more difficult.
All right.
Depends on whether you're right scurried or left scurried.
Okay. You see Muerte honk a couple times, clearly seeing the threat and seeing the
Trying to
challenge. But
challenge back.
you savages, you managed to calm her down a little bit, and you move her out of the way, and the owlbear moves along. No issue, no problem. It is, of course, at that time that you realize you should probably rest. With all the travel of the day and the blizzard, it sucked away all the time that you had for the day. And you, Meepo, you're pretty tired from the blizzard, so you might need to go to bed early to avoid exhaustion anyway. So,
Well, I'm gonna try to get some shut-eye.
Probably a good move.
I guess Canuck could probably volunteer to take first watch.
sure,
Seeing
man.
as he was the only one that didn't get a little bit tired out, even the other two resisted it.
All right.
I'll take second.
I'll take the shadows of last watch. I'll take last watch.
All right. So in that case, in the order that you're taking watch, go and make perception checks for me.
Is it at
Alright.
disadvantage still?
No longer disadvantage, because at this point the blizzard has dissipated.
Okay.
Ooh.
Savage!
His second eye grows back temporarily.
I have a third eye somewhere. I swear I do.
You get help from
So- That's a UA
Muerte.
mystic ability.
Muerte's your third eye. Sight beyond sight. Let's see here. So Skanuk, you have first watch.
Is 24/24 vision a thing?
I think it can be.
No, offhand.
That's just 2020. Because it's like it's a ratio.
Well, 24/24 is also a ratio.
Right, that's what I mean. Like it's like the first number is your sight and the second number is other people's sight, like the average sight. So if you have 20/20, then you see at 20 feet what other people see at 20 feet.
So you can see at 24 feet what other. It's better. It's the D&D ratio. Because D&D people have.
I've raised the average. I don't know.
So, here's what you guys see. Through order, Skanuk, Meepo, and Hux, all of your watches
Oh.
go without
I
issue.
didn't know yet.
Savage. In the distance, you see a figure beyond a far distant snowbank. Two red glowing eyes, framed by curling goat-like horns. A hunched figure, draped in snow. You can't make out their full form, the details at least. But it is just staring at you. And you feel the mark on your back begins to burn. Then as soon as you blink, the figure is gone. As your watch comes to an end, everyone's watches come to an end. You start with a new day. All smiles.
Let me see what spells I want to switch out.
Yep, as you do that, I will go ahead and roll.
Should have thought about that earlier. But...
No, of course. Perfect time to do it. Interesting. What does that mean? Oh no.
Day-long blizzard?
Well, we'll see in a second. I have to... One moment, please. Go ahead with what you're doing.
We're going to be attacked by Auril herself.
It's like doesn't even like charge up. It's just like the people's elbow from in the air lands on us.
Frost Maiden's elbow.
By God!
Watch out! Watch out!
Oh boy.
Alrighty.
So
Forest
I
version.
have some bad news. The blizzard starts up again.
Hmm.
Evan, I need you to be honest with me.
Yes.
Are there any options on this table other than Blizzard?
Look, okay. I'm going to level with you how this table works. Okay, you have the encounter die. So you roll a d8, see what encounter happens during the day, and win. So I rolled a 1. So this is okay. This is behind the screen. This is behind the screen happening here. I rolled a 1, which means it's from dawn to noon is when this encounter takes place.
Mm-hmm.
And then see the two d20s I've been rolling. The first d20 is the encounter die. The second d20 is the blizzard die. This happens anytime you're going into the tundra, by the way. If the blizzard die total is higher than the encounter die total, a blizzard occurs. I am sorry. I am sorry.
I see.
I kind of prefer to imagine that there's like a D8 with Blizzard listed 8 times, and D20s are just a hair.
Look, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. This is... Look, you were visited by some weird specter during the night. Maybe Auril just really hates your guts. Look, you stole a sacrifice from her. She's pissed. She's pissed off. You made her angry. This is your punishment, okay? This is
She's just got like a personal dislike of us now.
It's kind of peaceful though.
All right. Okay, to be fair though, it's 8 hours. It's from dawn, so there's at least gonna be some time left in the day to adventure. So it's not gonna take up the whole day for how it's gonna go.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm gonna change. I'm going to add that spell. Suppose I'll
Okay. 6 hours.
remove that one for now, because I don't use it very often.
Okay. 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 So, the blizzard does not immediately start, but as you begin traveling, the winds pick up again, and you're surrounded by winter's chill. But before you all hunkered down, you do notice that there is a bulge of snow about probably 20 feet or so away from you. Quite large, quite a nice snowbank, actually. Would you like to take refuge behind that?
And we
Yes.
like dig into it just a bit and see what's inside.
But let's
Maybe
also do
there's
that
like
as
an igloo.
well.
Sure. Which are you all doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll hit it with my sword. I mean,
Sure. Do you hit it with your sword?
I can feel the bait.
I'm just asking a simple question.
And we're answering exactly how we feel about that simple question.
I'm gonna take that bait.
Yeah, well, Savage is the one that's doing it, so I can't really stop Savage
Prone?
from being Savage.
Is the snowbank prone?
Yes.
Then you have advantage.
It would feel weird to not have advantage with the outside of the
well, let's get initiative started here.
Hang on.
Or maybe you killed somebody. In which case, let me get my healing up.
Savage just like commits a murder.
One moment, please.
We're just hacking into the snow. It's not our fault.
Hang on. I need to double check the encounter to make sure I'm correct. Okay, I'm correct.
Just like a giant sits up, smacks the shit out of us.
Damn it. All right.
It's a bullet.
Worse.
Explain to us my misdeeds.
Well, you
First, he's getting the map ready.
getting it ready.
So that
Oh no.
I didn't
Oh, no,
expect to
Savage,
have
what
to
have you done?
prepare it so soon.
I'd be like 5 feet behind Savage at this point, just kind of watching on.
Alright, I need to get the token ready.
Shivering in the cold.
Hey, you out there in the cold, getting angry, getting cold. Alright, where the heck should I put that token? One moment. Stress. Where are you? Where are you? Well, while I'm getting the token ready, I might as well explain what has occurred. Savage, you do in fact bite into something, as your blade meets white scales
Ooh.
underneath the snow. And the snow begins to rumble.
Oh, is this the big dragon?
As a gargantuan-sized dragon, the form of Arveaturace bursts from the snowbank. I need everyone to make a DC... Well, I need to make a dexterity saving throw. Everybody.
I get a
This ends
+2 on my DC. my
Kobolds in a
dexterity
trench
save.
coat.
And thus ends the tale of the party.
A
Oh,
dexterity save, you
Lord.
say?
Okay.
Yes.
Got 11?
Okay, well, at least... Okay, where the hell did I put this token?
What kind of save is this?
Dexterity.
Dexterity.
Is it for a specific effect? Or-
If you're thinking of your danger sense, this would count.
Okay.
It's not like a breath weapon. It's specifically like just like the creature is with its massive size coming out of the snowbank rapidly with great force. So I bring you to the battle map here. I'm just gonna use the similar battle map because it's basically the same. I'm so confused. I put the token in here. I must have put it back a long time ago. Hang on. Ah! Here you are. There you are. Also, the orcs should not be on here. They're gone. They're gone.
Damn. I was hoping we could feed them to the dragon and run away.
Not so lucky, unfortunately. Oh boy. All right. Well, I guess I'm bringing the initiative tracker out again.
This is an ancient dragon, right?
Yes, so all of you who failed to save was a DC 22, fall prone on the ground. And I need you all to roll initiative.
In the arms of the angel.
Okay, let's see here. Oh boy, well, let's hope she rolls low on initiative.
It's some naturals, onesie.
Well, thankfully, in her old age.
That's
So it's just gonna be a straight roll. Okay. So let me set the scene for you. Right here. Oh, that should be an 8, not a 12. So, for each creature, and not counting blindside, of course, because that's its own thing, you can only see out to a range of 30 feet from where you are, with the harsh whipping winds. So that is your frame of reference for how far you can see, and to places that you could possibly run and hide. Now, obviously, you still have your sled, so there's that option. The problem is... The big problem is this. So, going in order, I need to find some music here.
The problem is this. I just pissed off a ancient white dragon that we barely escaped from the last time we ran into it. And it basically said, do not, if I meet you in the tundra again, I might just kill you. Well, we meet again.
Yeah.
Here's where we lie out of our teeth.
Of course, you had to get a
This
nat
is
20
our
to
bad.
hit. Ah.
It's
When you
15
started
damage.
sighing at the nat 20, I was like, that's not a good sign.
Which, by the
I
way,
mean, you
that
know.
was 15 points of damage. So I will in fact calculate that from her massive health pool. So congrats, 15 points of damage.
I mean, really, how much health can a gargantuan white dragon have?
Gee, I wonder. All right,
600, you
Skinnock.
say? That's unfortunate.
All right, Skinnock. Your move.
My move, indeed.
All right.
these bitches. I'm just gonna we'll just like creep away.
All right. As you
behind
walk
this rock
away,
and pick up the
let me double check something
Invisibly.
quickly.
creeping.
Double check here. As you walk away, you think to yourself, haha, I'm the sneakiest kobold. Her face snaps to you. And you remember, dragons have blind sight.
Oh, yes. This is true.
Let's see here. And you're moving okay, you're moving. Okay, yeah, you're within. Yeah, she has a good reach, so her
Total cover.
area is a bit longer, which means you have to actually go out far enough to trigger that. She is going to make a bite attack against you. As you quickly scamper away, the jaw. You!
Sorry!
29 to hit you.
Fuck. That hits.
That is going to be 22 points of piercing damage. Plus 4 points of cold damage.
Hawks will take that damage instead.
Okay. You see your life flash before your eyes, Skinnock, as the massive jaws come to snap you up. But before they can, mist comes by.
Hey, sorry about that. We were trying to dig into a hill to take shelter. We didn't realize there was a occupation going on. Very sorry.
She just roars in response. Alright? That's your movement.
Yeah. That's all I've got on my turn.
Alrighty. Damn it, now I lost my life.
Who
Alright, so
wouldn't have killed
after
this
Skinnock
kind of-
is you, Savage.
Well, Time to go back to my roots. What's the dragon's name again?
Arveatrace.
Oh, mighty dragon! I fall before you in hopes that you spare my allies for my foolishness of striking you unknowingly.
Hawks sacrificing
Okay.
himself to save us. Or Hawks,
I
Savage.
need you to roll a persuasion check for me, Savage. It's gonna have to be a straight roll. The creature turns to you. Her massive draconic form and the corpse riding along her back in the saddle both loom down towards you, although the corpse kind of, mostly for the fact of the angle it's being lowered at, looks down towards you with fury. Alright. I will say that was your bonus action if you wanted to have an action.
As my action, I will not exactly an action by any standards, but I will lay down in the snow and could I telepathically communicate with Arveatrace, pretending to be the corpse again?
Okay. What do you say?
Arveatrace, we let them go once. This fool has sacrificed himself to save those he cares about. Would I not do the same for you?
I will ask you, what is your intent with this persuasion check? Are you meaning to have Arveatrace attack only you? Is that your intent?
To claim me as penance and leave.
Okay. Roll persuasion with advantage. Natural 20. You see Arveatrace kind of cock her head for a second, leaning back towards the corpse-like rider on her back. Listen well, you whelps. I will take this wretch for striking me down. The rest of you will flee with your lives and never let me see your faces again. As she moves, well, she can't move, but you can tell that she is going to go after Savage, the rest of you. That's what you know. Alright. Is that your turn, Savage? Alright. Hawks, Hagnar. What are you thinking, Hawks?
I think Hawks is smart enough to know how horrendously outmatched we are, but likely does not feel good about giving up Savage. Also, probably feels like there isn't much of another choice.
Now, of course, keep in mind that even though that was done, you all still have you have free will. There might be a chance of escape if you wish to take it. You could potentially grab Savage, put him onto the. But obviously, this is not me trying to put, trying to tell you what to do. But there are options for you if you wish to take them. But that is your decision.
Hawks is going to move himself onto the sled. And, no, Hawks is going to try to appeal to the fact that she's also been theoretically fighting enemies of the Frost Maiden. Hey, you don't remember us, do you?
I remember you well enough.
Well, we've been out doing some good work, taking on some of the Frost Maiden's minions. Maybe you would like some tributes from some of that. We have, actually, we have the Yeti parts we salvaged, right?
You would.
And I also have the bits from the bear. Yeah, I've got a Yeti hide, and I've got the bear's
Still Yeti.
head.
We should have the
And-
Yeti's head as well, right?
Yes. And I'm also, actually, since I've got 2 of those javelins, I'm going to offer up the Yeti hide, one of the javelins, and the bear head, and Yeti head as well. And put them out and be like, here, how about this? Instead of our friend here, why don't we offer another tribute to you? Something to show that we're maybe not allies, but at least on the same page when it comes to the Frost Maiden and her influence.
Okay, so here's how this is gonna happen.
We could also heal that scuff. We're real sorry about that.
So here's what's going to happen. Now, she has been presented with the fitting tribute already. Now, because you are presenting all of this in front of her, I will give you the chance to make a persuasion check. However, this does not have disadvantage, does not have advantage. This is just going to be a straight roll. The DC is not insignificant either. So go ahead and make a persuasion check for me.
Cox has a +0 in persuasion.
And what do I care for this filth? You'll be an ally to me by leaving my sight and taking the fight to the Frost Maiden away from me. Now leave! And I'm afraid, with all your speech, that would unfortunately have to be your whole turn, Hawks.
Alright.
I'm sorry. Now it is our Beatrice's turn. Now, to her credit, as a chromatic white dragon, she's going to savor this a little bit. So she is going to use her multi-attack. Well, actually, first she's going to make you truly fear you. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me. Yeah, for everyone actually, because it's her. She's going to use her frightful presence. You need to make a wisdom saving throw. Ah. She. Very good, very good. She raises her claws and her whole form into the air, her wings outstretched, and lets loose an awful roar. How fitting, honestly. Despite death being right in your face, Savage, you greet it like a friend. You will not be afraid. And neither will you, Hawks. Skanaka Meepo. Shit's fucking terrifying. It's a fucking dragon. However, she will use her frightful presence and then make 3 attacks. 1 with her bite and 2 with her claws against you, Savage. And I believe you are prone, correct?
Yep.
Alright. May Eldath be with you.
Blood for the blood god. Skull for the skull throne.
Alright, that is a 30 for the first one for her bite. A 31 for the second one. And a 30 for the third one. So all 3 will hit. So, and you are not raging either, correct?
Correct.
Alright. That is, for the bite, 18 points of piercing damage, plus 7 points of cold damage. For the claws, that is going to be another 29 points of slashing damage as she brings forth her full fury, the fury of an ancient white dragon on your form. Do you still stand, Savage?
I have 16 HP.
Very well. Her turn passes. Meepo.
Meepo is terrified and is going to like scamper back into the boat.
Before Meepo goes,
Okay.
this is probably the dumbest thing I could attempt to do.
Okay.
But I feel like we're all going to get the opportunity to move before she can again. So if this ends up being that bad, but I do still have the stone rune.
Okay.
Now, her being an ancient dragon, she's probably just going to shrug it off with like a legendary resistance or something.
Okay. It's your choice. I know it's a it's very stressful. Believe me, I'm sweating bullets on my side of the screen too.
Also acknowledge the possible legendary action.
There is that as well.
Yeah, I think that it doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense for Hawks to do that. He's not happy about letting Savage go, but
I mean, how fast is the sled?
The sled can actually move quite fast if Muerte is dashing. She can probably move like 50 feet per
Did
round.
the
with
Yeti
sled.
make the save?
Oh well. Oh, actually, the Yeti didn't. Let me just roll it. Yeah, no, 8. Yeti's screaming bloody murder, holding onto you, Meepo.
here's the other problem though. Is Morte gonna want to go? Because Morte hates the guts of the rest of us.
Actually, I do need to check if Muerte failed to save too, because
Bush
she...
made the save. Watch this. Bean is just like, I'm not that scared.
Hang on. Well, if
Thinking
she does
like-
fail to save, she won't be able to get close to the creature. Nah, for the first time, Muerte tastes true fear. She doesn't know how to
Thinking
handle it.
like, if we can literally just like haul Savage onto the thing, and then like blitz out on the sled, maybe we can be a little faster than her. I like if she dashes, she'll catch up to us.
Okay, it's my turn, right?
Yes,
It is
I
your
don't think
turn.
I'm going to do
Right.
that.
I scamper back onto the sled. Grab
Okay.
Savage and like look at him kind of pleading for him to get onto the boat and say, for the sake of peace, may Eldath heal us all. And I'm gonna heal Savage, Hawks, and the dragon.
The wound heals up on the dragon, but its choice is made. the insult too grave to let pass. But a nice little handy little 7 hit points doesn't hurt either. Hey, Savage.
And then I guess I'll also use my emboldening bond.
Very well.
With Savage, myself, and Ox.
Alright. Is that your turn, Meepo?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Alright. Start of the round. This is when I'm going to have Muerte go. She moves. 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
Oh,
Gets up to there.
that's
You can snatch a ride as well, Skuna, because Muerte rides past you.
So it's like your reaction to jump on it.
Yeah, I'll let you have that. Because it would have been your turn now anyway.
well, I guess that's Savage dead then.
No, except Savage. No. I will say, Meepo, were you trying to at least? Did you want? Is emboldening bond an action or?
It's an action.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Wait, it doesn't say it's an action.
Is it not? As an action, you
That's
choose.
Oh
fine.
no,
another
as an
creature.
action, yeah. Okay.
Here is what I am willing to let you do. As a bonus action.
I'll use my bonus action to healing word, to mass healing word.
That's right. Damn. Okay. Never mind then. That's unfortunate.
I'm not a level 10 cleric yet, so I can't call on Eldath to make a miracle happen.
As of yet, not now.
Otherwise, that would be exactly what I did.
Yeah. Skinnock, it is your turn though.
I mean, I don't have a way of intervening unless I want to try and hit the dragon with grease. And see how that does.
Grease has at the very least, it'll be difficult terrain. It'll knock her speed down like.
Until she takes off. But like, what I'm saying is I can't.
Well, keep in mind,
I
even if she
can't
could
hit the
take off, it's only like 30 feet, like to see around you. Like she does have some blind sense, sure, but at the same time, flying probably would hinder her more than help her at that point.
I mean, the thing is, like, if I do that, is Savage going to, like, is he going to be able to get up and run away? Is that going to be...
If you aim it in such a way.
Oh, God, help
never
us. But am I even in range for Grease? 60 feet, I am. No, probably. Oh, I am.
Hey, look at that.
You know what? This being on the encounter table is bullshit. I'm casting Grease.
All right.
I'm gonna try and get it in her eyes if I can. I don't know.
All right. She does not burn a legendary resistance, but as it is grease, it is difficult terrain for her. So that is your turn, Skanuk.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Savage. In a last-ditch effort, you see as Canuck hitches a ride on Muerte. Quickly, a last-ditch effort to give you a fleeting chance. The grease, you see, splats in front of you, and she stumbles for but a moment. It's possible you might get a chance to escape, perhaps, if Eldath is on your side. What do you choose to do? Do you sacrifice yourself for your friends? Or do you run to fight and to live and fight another day? The choice is yours.
Oof.
Take your time, by the way. No need to rush. This is a big choice. How does Savage feel during this moment?
An otherworldly calm as he's sitting there at literally death's door. If death had a face. There was a slight hint of maybe with my speed, if I make it to the sled, we can escape. And then it switches back to, but what if she's faster than us and uses her breath and just hunts us down? Like, if I stay here, my friends are safe. If I try to run, they're not. So Savage will stay.
And thus the choice is made. Hawks. Do you allow this to happen? Do you continue?
Hux doesn't have anything he can do about this at this point.
Yeah, this is really not like a, not really a thing we can do much about.
Like as a character, I'm sure that like as the party as a whole would be extremely distraught about this, but like from the standpoint of working out the math behind this, it's just not possible. It's just not doable.
We needed to grab him and run immediately, and we might have, I don't know, we might have been able to use range stuff to burn through her legendaries long enough to hit her with something slowing down, but it wasn't going to happen.
Well, keep in mind the blizzard
Yeah.
around you as well. There was a possibility of being able to hide, even with her blind sense. But
Yeah.
because, you know, even though she is a dragon, she's still limited by sight. And there was a... Well, I can't say much more than that. Alright. It is now Arveatrace's turn. The dragon steps forward. You look up at her, Savage. Could it have gone differently? Could you have taken the chance? But no. You made your choice. You did what you thought was right. To save your friends. Arveatrus's maw opens wide. A gleam of white as the air around you begins to freeze. You think back on your journey so far. All the things that you've done. All the lives that you made better. And you think to yourself, well, what are Savage's final moments? What goes through his head one last time?
Man, those cookies were so good.
Oh, oh, now we have to all of those towns.
And so,
Oof.
well, for posterity's sake, I must at least roll the damage, and for posterity's sake, at least make a Constitution saving throw.
I willingly fail.
Very well.
Well, if nothing else, Savage got revenge on the people who experimented on him.
It's true. And also, he went out, ironically, kind of as cannon fodder, but also in like the bravest possible, most kobold way, facing a dragon without any fear.
And thus ends the tale of Savage. A frozen statue, waiting to be found again in the tundra of the Icewind Dale. And the rest of you, ride and ride as far and fast as you can, leaving your friend behind.
Do we know how to navigate back to this location?
Because of the blizzard, it's possible, but it would be very difficult to do so. But
Scrying.
scrying, unfortunately, only applies to living things. To my knowledge, at least. We'll have to go over the specifics of the spell.
There's other divination spells that might work.
There might be. But that is a discussion for another time. As you all ride through the blizzard, unsure if where you're going is even the right way. At this point, the fear begins to subside and the gravity of the situation comes to all of you.
Meepo begins to sob loudly and shake, covered by the sound of the blizzard.
And even though Muerte has not the intelligence of a sentient creature, you hear her give a warbling cry. And the Yeti kind of begins to hug you as well, Meepo. But eventually, you ride, and you ride, and you ride, thinking back on all the times that you had with your friend. You started this adventure with them, and now they're gone. But so help you will not let their memory die in vain. And before we end the session tonight, before the day ends, you see in the distance a great arch made of natural stone. An empty dock with a long discarded rowboat, and a snug little stone cabin next to a small drop. And because of the time, 11:32, I'm going to end the session there for tonight. Shit, guys.
Yeah, so dragon sleeping in a snow pile was not something I would think would be ancient dragon sleeping in a snow pile was not something I would think would ever be on a roll table. Like that's kind of a big one.
It is. The thing about Arvatrace, it is definitely extremely scary. There are several factors about her that could have led to a possibility of escape, but there were rolls that you guys made before to determine something about her that you failed at when you first met her that led to some information not being known.
Well,
So
I was gonna say
one of the things that at the very beginning when we came to that snow pile, I said we should dig it out, and I meant in order to not hit what was underneath it, and that Savage, being Savage, did what Savage would do.
Honestly, if it was honestly just for the fact that
Yeah.
Nat 20 there, that was just the really important. That was what really set her off. Like, honestly, she probably would have been slightly less aggressive had he not hit her. But then the Nat 20 came in, and that was
I don't.
very unfortunate.
Yeah. There's just a ton of things all lined up in a row that didn't work well for us,
Yeah.
including that
I
previous
hope that
encounter.
wasn't a bad session for you guys. I hope it was still enjoyable. And how you holding up, Caleb? You okay?
The music didn't help.
Sorry.
Crying.
Sorry. Look, I can't help it.
It was well-timed music, though.
The stream is still going, I believe.
I know.
Oh, is it?
I just thought
Oh, yeah.
I'd at least say at least a little bit. No, to confirm with you guys, like if you how you guys are feeling, because it's when a party member dies, it's a big deal, and
Well, I'm glad it wasn't a party wipe. That would have been annoying.
that would have been very annoying.
yeah, I think my big thing with that is that if we hadn't encountered her before, that would be one thing, but like mentally, in my mind, I've got her like shuffled away as roosting at that ship. And it's like,
Well, the thing about that, she is a white dragon. Her territory is vast, and plus, if she's not, remember, she wasn't there when you first encountered her there, and as a white dragon, her territory is quite vast. And I think, well, before I get too much into, I think I'll at least end this. I think I'll end this stream here, just so we can have like a more in-depth conversation about it. So give me just 1 second as I switch over to the main computer. Well,
Thanks for watching.
If you guys have been watching, thank you for watching, and well, we won't see you next week because I believe we have some people who are moving next week. So I don't know what I'm gonna do then. But until then, until we meet, I hope you have a wonderful evening and stay safe out there. Catch you later.
have a good night.